Dawb Moob Leeg. Hello, welcome back to another episode of On the Down Low. Thank you all for being so patient. Life has been really busy.
Yes.
But lucky for you, instead of getting one episode this week, we promise we are going to get 2 out. So we will come back to our regularly scheduled program, and this week we'll have 2 drops. So we'll drop one today, and then we'll drop our next one on Friday, like we always do it. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, hello again. My name is Molly. I'm a LinkedIn business coach. I help other people use LinkedIn to grow their businesses, and this is
Mike.
Okay. Now for today's episode, I hope you guys aren't sick and tired about us talking about love and marriage, because I feel like that's so much of our experiences. But today's topic, we're going to dive a little bit more specific. We're actually talking about marriage. And the best way to kick us off here is for those of you who have been, of course, on YouTube, there's that one song, and I already forgot who the singer is, but that's about Hmong Leeg Hmoob Leeg, and yeah, I love that song so much. I was telling Mike, I'm like, oh my gosh, luckily for us, we didn't really have to experience that. But for those of you who don't know, Hmong Leeg, and out of all of my grandma's grandchildren, I was one of her favorites. Okay, so it was really obvious that I was her favorite. My siblings knew that I was her favorite. My cousins all knew that I was one of her favorites. And when I started dating Mike, she was really honest. She said, Min Thai, 我今日嗰場快談屋啦，俾有冇你都着做，嗰隻冇有冇攞幾錢冇俾了嘛。And yeah, my grandma was totally that generation. She still very much wanted us to marry our own kind, dialect kind.
So I always make make fun of this. This is a joke. So when Hmong Leeg marries Hmoob Dawb, you become light green.
you taught our kids that. So like our kids will go around and they'll say we're light green. Because let's be real though. If you were to ask my parents,
it was a joke.
Well, yeah, but it's true. It's true.
Just funny.
It's true. My mom is Hmoob Leeg, and so when she got married to my dad had a really strict rule that said she had to only speak Hmong Leeg in the house. And the only time that she could speak Hmoob Leeg was when she was with her Ningcha. Mm-hmm. That was something that they taught me. Okay, so I'll tell you what, I'm still clunky when it comes to my Hmoob Leeg. I feel like gu hai chimo. Like it doesn't flow, because I'm like, Hmong Leeg like be halu like they lu ego. Would you agree with that?
In a way. For me, I mean, I think I'm better in Hmong Leeg than Molly is in Hmoob Dawb.
I don't know about that.
I used to play soccer. All my soccer players back in the day were Hmong Leeg, so I caught on pretty quick. So it's just crazy how like our kids are learning both, and yeah, it's interesting.
Well, they got it confused though. Like they're confused. They're definitely confused for sure. But
and then people. So from my understanding, Hmong Leeg is Hmong Leeg. You should not address people because of saying Hmong Jua. Okay, there's a history behind that. So, talk to your grandmas,
parents,
whatever, parents. They'll educate you guys on what Hmong Jua means. So
yeah, thank you big your Hmong Leeg you who big to K Hmong Jua. We don't say that. And I gotta look, because I want to make sure that I give her credit where it's due. But I know that on this so my Mo Hyung, okay, my Mo Hyung's song the Hmong Jua na, I know that there's people who have, there's drama with it, because she used the word Hmong jua, and you know, I don't take offense to it, but there is truth in what people are calling out though, because and I know it's not her fault. Like I feel like she just didn't know, you know? So I feel like it's not her fault necessarily. However, I had to call my dad because I was like, Daddy, I never ever, and my dad made sure that he nipped that in the bud. He was like, don't ever call yourself Hmong Jua. We are not Hmong Jua. We are Hmong Leeg. And so my whole life, like we knew to call ourselves Hmong Leeg. We don't call ourselves Hmong Jua. And so when I called my dad, when this song is popping off, right? And I said, Daddy, you know, what's the issue with Hmong Jua? And he told you before he told me.
I knew the history behind it because I remember we were barbecuing over a fire pit at night, and
my dad likes to do like fire time
you know,
talks.
The old school. So yeah, he actually educated me on that, and you know, that was very helpful.
Can you share?
Because, share what?
Share why Hmong Jua is not.
So according to what I was, you know,
according to my dad.
Yeah. So Hmong Jua were people that lived in a mountain, a separate group of people that, was it 8?
They're cannibals.
Yeah, cannibals.
They're cannibals.
The 8 people. So that's why I don't know the full history, but that was what I was told. So when I hear people label themselves or call themselves Hmong Jua instead of Hmong Leeg, I'm like, dang, you don't know anything. You know, it's kind of like, dude, you don't call yourself that. You know, like.
But again, you don't know what
but
you
they
don't know.
They don't know.
Right.
They don't know the history behind it.
Right.
So yeah, that's definitely the right term. So
right.
Just if you're Hmong Leeg or Hmong Jua, remember you are Hmong Leeg. Yeah, it's just because you don't want to walk around sounding like a fool to somebody that knows the history. They're like, man, this dude is stupid. You know, like dang. So yeah, that's why when I hear it, I'm kind of like, dang. Okay, he doesn't know or she doesn't know.
Well, yeah, but again, if your parents don't know or didn't tell you, then you don't know because Hmong Jua is. Nick, your Hmong Dawb who pay Hmong Jua y'all don't call us Hmong Leeg, y'all call us Hmong Jua.
Only Hmong Jua until that time when I was educated. Until
me.
Which is very helpful.
I have a question. Hmong guys say that Honggo Gutsa Halu Hmong Leeg Zinzi Luno Go. Do you agree? Do you disagree?
I mean, like, I don't think so.
What do you?
I wasn't a big sweet talker, anyways.
No, y'all.
I was like,
we're gonna have to save that story for another time.
Yeah. I wasn't a big sweet talker either. Either you're with me or you're not. That's just how it is.
You didn't. To this day, this man has no romantic bone in his body. He don't talk for nothing.
I gotta play hard to get, y'all. That's what you gotta do.
Anyway, I do think that you know, and so it is hard to keep the language. And then when you mix it with the fact that even our generation, we don't even know a lot of the Hmong language anymore either, you know, and then our kids. Oh my God, like barely. Like Madden is the only one who can really hear Hmong, but he don't speak it at all. Like if I had a Hmong Tanuna, he knows what I'm trying to say to him. Tyson and Elle are in the dark. But for him, because I spoke a lot of Hmong. Mike doesn't speak Hmong to the kids very much. I am the one that speaks a lot of Hmong to my kids. And even now, it's hard. It's hard for them to understand that. Right. Yeah. So yeah. It's interesting that, I mean, I would say in our kids, we don't care if they marry Hmong Leeg.
No. I would.
I think I would be surprised if they married Hmong to begin with, right?
Agreed. I mean, I think that's the bigger thing is I don't care if they marry out of our race, as long as they're happy. But yeah, I don't even know if they're gonna marry Hmong. Just knowing who they are.
So let's bridge that conversation over then to Hmong marriage culture and tradition. And I know a lot of our generation, especially if you got married young, right? Like your kids are of marrying age. So for us, obviously, we got married traditionally. I never had my white wedding, y'all. And to this day, I'm still butthurt about that because Mike said I didn't need it. My parents said I didn't need it. So I never got me a white wedding.
But it's okay. We're gonna make it up with our vow renewal.
But my body don't look the same no more.
Mine don't either, so it's fine.
Whatever. But that, again, not for today's TED Talk. So and I think you guys know this, my dad was, I think my dad was really flexible with you. I think he was strict with me. He told me, he was like, you better have your boyfriend you better not you all. But then he made it easy by telling you and making it easy for you, I feel like.
Yes. It was not hard at all. I think when people hear about to go and it's they get afraid of they don't have the leverage no more, or like when you when a daughter follows her boyfriend home, it's easier to get a lower price and the bride price and all that stuff. And then my father was pretty straightforward with me. Either way it was going to be the same price. He wasn't the type to say, oh yeah, you whatever, take advantage of that. And he was a very a man of his words when we had that one-on-one talk. So we've actually talked before that even happened, because I asked, I wanted his blessings for us moving forward, and he was fine with it. So he just wanted me to do like
that was the one thing he asked you.
Yeah, that was the one thing that he wanted me to do, and I was fine with it, because he promised me in return, that it's gonna be easy. So
yeah,
we just held each other to our words, and everything went well. So.
Yeah, and it wasn't even necessarily that my dad wanted Mike to lead because I'm like so much better and whatever. Now, mind you, for the record, I did graduate with my 4-year degree. I had a full-time job with full-time benefits. I was making my own money, had my own car, had my own account, had my own savings, all the things, right? But that wasn't the reason why my dad wanted Mike to lead. Right? Like he never said, oh, it's because so you better come in. It was more like the way that my dad shared it with me, and I don't know what he said to you, but the way he said it to me was, it was about leverage. It was like, like almost like setting the tone, like like yo ta ni chi tong khai chế nó kê yo ta nu tư ni chi lu co nó kê po tu sai chi to pe to khỏi po chi tong sang khai chế to yo co nó kê yo nu tư mo te meng nó kê pe pang co chi lai bong go le yo ta po tua hu chế po respect cú po ta cú yo chỉ ha po ta pe cho nên trang lu co nó kê yo ta thọ inu chi mo. That was really more like the basis to why my dad wanted you to come into the house.
And and I think for me, for my side of the family, because we were like actually like we never got into any kind of marriage, or we were really like
strangers.
Clan to clan, yeah. So
well, minus my cousin who married y'all side, but
nah.
but that was it.
And then for me, it was starting out everything on the right foot, being respectful to both sides, understanding that I am the bridge to both sides of the family, to start to like mesh well, to get together, to get to understand and help each other out. Like you hear like horror stories about, oh my God, this and this, and all of a sudden this happens. But no, you're like, I was not gonna be playing that. I'm like, hell no, I'm not going through this BS. So yeah, I my thing was, respectfully for both sides of the family. That's my biggest reason of doing it. And my dad clearly asked me, like, what do you want to do? And I told him, when he called me, because my parents live in Colorado. So he called me, he said, son, like, how do you want to do this? You know, and I told him, I said, Dad, you know, I want to do it this way because they need to respect us too. So that was a big, and then, you know, he was on board. He said, okay, if you want to do it that way, then your mom and I will come up and we'll find people and we'll do it. I said, okay.
But you have to admit though, some of cái chữ tự tiên hay theo mình tôi chắc cái chữ liệu
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to think about like
cho nên
a
muốn
lot
nói
of,
mình cho nên muốn nói mình
a
đã
lot of,
nổ cho nên muốn nói mình đã nổ cho nên làm đã cho nên cho nó chế sư.
because you don't like McDonald's food. No, but a lot of, yeah, of course, you know, like the OGs are always like, hey, just take her home, you know, like bring her home and, you know, this and that. But, you know, like either way, you're going to get this done, you know.
They
It
were
doesn't
more,
matter.
I think you shared that they were scared too that my dad was not
Yeah, they were
perfect.
scared that, you know, like,
My dad was gonna lie.
yeah,
and
because
then,
we didn't
like,
know each other, you know.
yeah.
They didn't know who my father-in-law was, and they were very, very, you know, on
Reluctant.
the side of
Yeah.
just from experience with other Hmong, their sons or whatever's, that it was gonna be a crazy, crazy high price point for the bride, and we don't know if and you know, we don't know if it was gonna even work out.
So a quick question. Did they ever ask you like cú giỏi thun sang ra like cú bơ còn đỡ show or anything?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, I told them. Of course. Why wouldn't they? They
I
asked me.
didn't know. I thought maybe it was just
No, they asked me.
maybe that's
like,
what
you know,
added to
give us
their
more information about their family because we don't know them.
but maybe that's the reason why they got so nervous then because
Yeah, because of course. I mean, because at that time, when you're done with college and you have a job and you have things like that, you know, just from people, you know, around the world, they tend to take advantage of that and also leverage the bride price higher just because she's done with college. Like, you know, and that's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of, like, you know, like, man, we could be walking into like a $20,000 bride price because, you know, like that's, some people did that, right?
but let's be real, girl.
Some people did that.
I'm worth that and so much more though.
So, yeah, that's how that went from our experience. From our experience.
Yeah, so moving forward, let's talk about the boys, Madden and Tyson. When they get married,
Man,
you had to là một Hmong nữa là cái bộ honor nữa.
of course. I would. Why wouldn't I? You know, like I would definitely tell them that, hey, you know, like I would share that I think I've shared it with them before, but they don't understand because they're still young.
Yeah.
So, you know, once they get to the point where, you know, like they're getting
Serious.
close to, yeah, that where they're thinking about marriage, then we'll sit down and have a talk. And, you know, I would definitely encourage them to do the respectful way, you know, and definitely.
But what if
definitely-
like cho nó cho lọt nè?
I'm
Then
like,
what
yeah,
kind of-
take your ass, yeah, take her ass back, shit. Got no fucking chicken here for you. Take her ass back, and then we'll go over there tomorrow, okay? That's what we do. Nobody grab no damn chicken right now.
Okay, but then what if the girl side now like to condoshia and stuff like that and they want 20K? Would you honor that too?
I mean, we definitely have to negotiate that. 'Cause
On
I'd
top
be like,
on top of that, it'll be all inflation. At that point, it'll be like
I'm like,
30K.
look,
It'll be 30K at that
I'd
point.
be like, you guys choose when to go with inflation, okay? So this shit ain't happening. Like, no. I mean, like, there's definitely gotta be negotiations. I don't care. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I feel like people take advantage of those kind of accomplishments and achievements. You know, like, oh, you know, like we support her throughout her whole school. Oh yeah, you know, even though she got a scholarship, they didn't even pay shit. So it's like
not
you can't
true.
be like we pay for her school when your ass didn't pay
I mean,
shit. She got a full ride.
Yeah, but to that point though, they
Yes, you
help.
support her, but that's your job as a parent. That's your responsibility as a parent to support your kids, you know, and whatever they'd like to do, whatever they do, that's your responsibility. And it's just
That's
like
true.
it's my responsibility as the oldest son to take care of my parents' funeral. It's the same thing. I'm never gonna say no. I gotta deal with it. I gotta deal with that.
Which that's going to be another episode coming up.
Yes.
Probably maybe this week. Maybe and that might be the episode.
might be
that we're
Friday.
recording.
Because that shit gets stressful, especially the price of
Yes.
Funerals nowadays, shit.
Yes. No, but but let me just ask you this though, because I think that this is something that you and I've talked a lot about too, is you I feel like you believe that that is our responsibility. We would never
Yes.
would you ever hold that against them as like, oh,
No. I would never, after they get married, depend on them to do anything for me.
why?
It's not their job. I didn't have, okay, they didn't choose to be our kids.
So what do you mean by like I don't want to depend on, like, in what
Okay,
instances?
okay. So the thing is this, like, I'm not gonna ask them for money. I'm not gonna have them do things that put a burden on them. You know, buy me a house, buy me a car, buy me this, buy me that. Now, if they do it out of their own will and their own generosity and love, it's that's on them. But I feel like as a parent, you that's your responsibility to take care of your kids until they're at a point where they can take care of themselves.
Yeah, but I think some people would argue and say that's the reason why you have kids, is so that one
No.
day, like, you.
Yeah, but then, like I said, when you and your significant other choose to intertwine at night and have kids, that means your responsibility is that kid. Not the kid's responsibility is you.
No, I agree with that. I don't disagree. I think our generation, I do think that our younger generation, we don't expect that, right? Like, I don't think that but I also want to make it clear that I feel like this is something you and I talk a lot about. When it comes to our children's weddings, no matter if it's a Hmong wedding or whether it's a white wedding, that is on us. And
Yes, exactly.
that is our responsibility. We would never be like, oh, or like, we did
Yeah.
all this for your
No.
wedding, and now you like, and hold it over them like strings attached, or like make them
Yes.
feel like
Guilty, like
yeah.
a guilt trip.
Yeah.
Like that's the worst thing. Like when I hear shit like that, when I hear like, well, let Yan, so you got to do something. Man, shut the fuck up. That's their responsibility. Don't fucking put that shit in my face. You know what I mean? Like that's
And there's
that's
so
the
many
worst way
people.
to fucking like
And we
make
hear that
your
all the
kids
time.
feel guilty. Yeah.
Yeah, we hear people who say that all the time, like that they, that their in-laws or their parents use that, and make them feel some type of way, for that. But I feel like that's where our generation can change that. Like, we can say, like, no, this is our job. This is our responsibility as parents, is to take care of our children. And that includes their wedding. That is not something that they should, have to do.
Yep. I mean, it's always, it's always great to be a trendsetter, right? To change things and because Hmong people love to copycat. They love to do what everybody else do, and then they fail. So that's another conversation, another episode we're gonna have.
Yeah, yeah. So then let's just close out here on L. So when it's her turn, do you expect, let's say that Nuchi Mona, do you expect him, if he is a non-Hmong person, to still honor our Hmong traditions when it comes to her getting married?
At the bare minimum.
So what's the minimum? What's the because I feel like your minimum is different than everybody else's
bare
minimum.
is in Lita Hall and to do some kind of eating thing to acknowledge him as our son-in-law.
個女型, so
No, they don't have to do that. Yeah. I mean,
Well, that's
just
what that
to
is.
sit
When
on
you
that-
do-
yeah, you
You
pull out the
Xijing.
tables and
I'm this person, you're this
Yes.
person to me. That's Xijing.
no, you still have to eat through like
就
the,
有喎，得到啊。So個啥個燉鍋諗住啊，學咗嗰個。
yeah. You don't have to like.
But none of the singing.
No, you don't have to do that because he's Mika, or whatever, or Kidu, or whatever. So yeah, bare minimum, like I mean, I bride price is bride price. Definitely do something for her side, which is us, to acknowledge the fact that he's here. She is married to him, and that's how it's gonna be.
So, well, and then obviously if she marries Hmong, then you expect the whole thing.
I mean, I don't expect like how like some people be doing this shit crazy, right? Like be getting their fucking like brother. He's not even a brother-in-law yet. They be fucking him up at his wedding and shit. He can't even make it home. Dude, go to the hospital because he got fucking alcohol poisoning and shit. Like, oh, you people
Yeah.
crazy as hell for that shit.
Yeah.
Like, when someone's getting married, you don't want to do that to them. Like, you want them to remember, like, it being a great night. Like, not being almost dead or at the hospital on your wedding night. Like, that's something else. But yeah, it's if she marries Hmong, then it's straight up Hmong custom.
I feel like, our grandchildren, 被起包我的锅里哦. Like when it comes to because our parents are still alive, like my dad and my father-in-law are very gay guy people. And if they are still alive, which I hope they will be, for Brielle's wedding, there's no way we're gonna get away with cutting corners.
Well, I mean,
they're not gonna let you cut corners.
At the end of the day, all hope fails. We're Christian. We do the church wedding, white wedding.
So you're gonna pick and choose what you want to do then, essentially.
No, it depends on the situation. Like, if it comes to a point where it's like I said, we're Christian, so. There's always going to be the church wedding and then an eating thing for the Hmong wedding. The Hmong custom to follow that, to acknowledge that everything's been done.
Yeah. I will say that even though I didn't get a white wedding, I don't regret the way our Hmong wedding went. I feel like it went
smooth.
Yeah, it did.
We didn't have no kind of altercations or anything, and it's very, very it was smooth. I enjoyed it too. I think both sides of the family enjoyed each other, their company, and
Yeah, I agree with that. Like we got married in September, but more, we didn't do the eating part until the following May, Memorial Day. So that day that Mike and I went home with Mike. We were like officially married at that point, and you just had to. My parents had gulukao, dai ho, our living room, just for people to know that, technically, I don't know, would you say we were married? Or, I mean, because it wasn't done. I think it was shikai. But my dad.
It wasn't shikai because I believe we paid a certain amount for you already at that time.
Did you?
Yeah, we paid a certain
I think
amount.
you did. I think you guys finished I think you
Yeah,
did
because we were there
all.
we did everything except the eating. That's it. So I believe we
right.
paid for you.
I think you right.
Negotiated everything. And everybody, we left happy. Everybody was.
I left the next day. To be honest, I was not expecting to have gone with him that day.
Guys, remember, okay, when you're leaving, make sure her ass don't turn back and look at her family.
I should have. That's the reason why 2 of our 3 kids look like Mike. Okay, I should have.
It was. What else was it? What else? What was I gonna say? I think that's it. Yeah. We took your car home. You grabbed clothes and.
No, he went and bought me clothes because my mom said that was
too.
guy. My mom said, I said, Mom, do I pack anything? He goes, no. I said, oh, okay. So he took me shopping. Right after. So it was a long night though. It was a long night of negotiations. Y'all got in at like 6, right? I think we started at 6, like 5 or 6.
And then hey, look.
On a Friday.
Hey. This is how your boy did this, all right? I came and got her on our anniversary.
Lazy. Okay.
How's that lazy?
Because you didn't want to remember a lot of dates.
Nah, hell, that's the best way to do it. You celebrate one time a year for everything.
Lazy.
Hey, that's called work smarter, not harder. Okay.
Yeah. So
Fellas,
that is true. Our dating anniversary and our marriage anniversary are on the exact same day.
You save money. And you celebrate once. That's it. That's how you do it.
You're so stupid, Barry. No, but it was good, and I think but when our kids get older, I think at that time, it's gonna depend on who they decide to marry, and then it's gonna, from there, I think it's the decision of, how we navigate through things. But I think as parents, I think you and I want to honor the Hmong culture and tradition to the best of our ability, and based off of our knowledge, right? Because we sure as hell don't know a lot. We don't know a lot,
Yep.
So it is what it is.
It sure is.
Awesome. Well, guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed. Of course, would love to hear your thoughts, your suggestions. How are you going to go about your children's marriage and yours too? Let us know how you guys ended up getting married. Did you do what Mike did and kept it on the same day? Who knows? Let us know in the comment section, and we'll see you guys later this week.